Well, good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. It is a Friday morning, right? It's been a short week, I know, but we made it through yet another week. And good to have you with us on the show. Of course, we're here just about every morning when HCC is in session. My co-host this morning, returning from the holidays, Randy Ramsey, the Executive Director of the Southwest Alternate Media Project and HCC Film faculty member. Good to see you, Randy.
Good to be back. Super excited. I had a bye week this week, though, because I'm teaching on Monday. So I got to start on like a slow start.
Okay. But we've been back technically for 2 weeks.
Right. But I mean, I'm an adjunct, so they don't need me to do anything except to hop in the classroom.
Yeah. Did you have a good holiday?
Great. And I'm super excited because I think Alex is going to talk about the Banshees of Inisherin, which was one of my favorite films that I've watched in the last month.
Yeah, we'll be checking in with Alex. It is award season, so we'll be talking about a number of award shows coming up and some great films out there. But first things first, we want to thank everyone for joining us live this morning. We're on Facebook and YouTube, and Randy, they can also catch us in social media anytime and on HCCTV.
That's right. We're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, YouTube. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and on HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 Monday through Friday.
All right. So you're going to be talking, the whole theme of today's show is films, really. And we've got a film student. We've also got a film critic that's going to be joining us as well. But you'll be speaking with one of our students. We've got Shahroor, who is a Palestinian writer and director with her own company, Blackbird Films. Good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, you were at a board meeting a couple of months ago, had a chance to see you there. We focused on one of your stories. Looking forward to hearing about your projects that you have coming up. So stick around. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
All right. We're going to kick things off right now. Alex Bentley is the CultureMap film critic and our Film Friday guest. Welcome back to the show, Alex. Good to see you always. Let's get right to it, starting with some of your films you want to talk about. One of them, Missing. That's coming out, today?
Yeah, it just came out today. It's a really fun movie. It's a pseudo sequel to 2018 Searching. And like that film, its story plays out entirely on a computer screen. Wow. It's a girl played by Storm Reed, who's looking for her mom, played by Nia Long, and her mom's boyfriend after they don't return from a trip to Colombia. It's a great mystery, maybe even more enjoyable by using the teen's ingrained internet savvy, because she uses like a litany of websites like FaceTime, Instagram, Ring, Google Translate, and more.
A film like that, it seems like 3 years ago, no one would have got it. But now that we're living in a virtual world that, look at the show we're doing now, it seems like it's much more accepted. 3 years ago, could you see something like this being made?
Well, Searching came out 4 years ago, so yeah, it wasn't quite as it's not quite the internet or from the the pandemic way, but they just have a fun way of using all these different ones. Searching had a father looking for his daughter, and so he was kind of stumbling his way through it. But because this one is a teenager looking for her mom, it's just the way she just kind of so quickly moves through these different places on her computer. It's just so fun and kinetic, finding her, looking for clues. It's really fun.
Another thing that keeps popping up in my newsfeed is this creepy picture of this Megan. What the heck is this all about? I see it popping up. It's getting some popularity. Is it a creepy movie? What's going on there?
But it's not that creepy. Usually a horror movie released in January is going to be schlocky and unwatchable. Yeah. Megan, which, if you care, stands for Model 3 Generative Android. It's certainly goofy, but the filmmakers know it is, which makes all the difference. People were laughing at the movie well before they even saw it, thanks to its meme-worthy trailer, which featured the title doll dancing weirdly in a hallway. And the movie lives up to that expectation. It's, like I said, it's not really a horror movie. It never played Megan for scares like Chucky and Child's Play. So it's easy to laugh at all the ridiculous situations they put her in.
Is it worth checking out?
Oh, definitely. And don't go in with high expectations. Like I said, it's just a fun movie. But it's definitely, you'll be in now. And then they've already announced that Megan 2.0 will be coming out in January 2025. So the studio knows they have a good thing going.
You say there have been some surprisingly good January movies this year in general. Let's talk about those. On one of them, I keep seeing advertisements for with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Megan is just the tip of the iceberg for good movies in a month that is typically known as a dumping ground for studios just trying to make some money off the bad movies. A few of them, like A Man Called Otto, are Oscar hopefuls getting wider releases this month. And Tom Hanks finally puts in a good performance after some truly awful ones, in my opinion, in both Elvis and Disney's live action remake of Pinocchio. So I'm really happy to see him put in a good performance again.
And what are some of the other ones? Living, Alice, Darling, Women Talking, or those other ones that you recommend?
Yeah, Women Talking is a great showcase for a bunch of actors, most notably Rooney Mara, Jessie Buckley, and Claire Foy. It's set in a barn on a Mennonite compound, and these women are trying to figure out how to escape from these men who are abusing them. Right. And it's a topic that's heavy, but it's still engrossing, especially because it's so acted so well. Living, it's a small British film that might get star Bill Nye his first Oscar nomination after almost 50 years in the business. Wow. It's a remake of an Akira Kurosawa film, and they just do a very impressive job of making it engrossing, even though it's not that flashy. And Alice Darling, which also comes out today, it's a different take on a story about an abusive relationship. It stars Anna Kendrick, who gets a rare chance to stretch her dramatic chops, and she does so very well.
In February, what do we have to look for? It looks like we got at least one blockbuster potentially on the horizon.
Yeah, they've got a Marvel movie coming out, so that's the blockbuster. But there's things are getting really heated up again in February with at least 4 movies that are highly anticipated. The first one to come out is going to be Knock at the Cabin. It's the latest from writer-director M. Night Shyamalan. Okay. His output could be hit and miss. But this one,
very much so. Yeah. It's been mainly miss from what I understand the last 10 movies of his. Since Signs, I haven't been able to get in any of his stuff, I
know, but
it's hard to top that.
I have been really in and out on him. There have been a couple of times where I said, I'm never going to see another one of his movies, and then I'm all back. But this one, it's about a family taken hostage by a group fearing the apocalypse, and it looks like it has a great chance of winding up on his side of the ledger, fortunately. I'm not sure we needed another Magic Mike movie. The last one was back in 2015, but a certain segment of the population will always enjoy scantily clad men dancing provocatively. So
it's also directed by Steven Soderbergh, like the first one, which was more than about scantily clad men. It was also a hot take on American society, which was pretty good.
Okay, we'll get deep with Magic Mike in a little while. Yeah. Okay. We'll get to talk aesthetics of Magic Mike.
I'm hoping that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania will break the streak of bad movies that Marvel is on right now.
Yeah.
This one looks to be much more serious than the other Ant-Man movies, which I don't know if that's the right way to go. But if it's done right, it can be a good thing.
Yeah, because there's nothing more that I need in my life than a serious Ant-Man movie.
Yeah, but they're going to be introducing this new villain for the first time, although he was on a TV show, a Marvel TV show. But I think that with the introduction of that character, finally they're going to maybe coalesce the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe again. So, and there's the last one is called Cocaine Bear, which the title says it all. It's got a top-notch cast. It's directed by Elizabeth Banks. It's an out there story about a 500-pound bear who goes on a murderous spree after ingesting cocaine. So it's probably sure to be a blast.
That actually piques my interest there. Let's talk about the Banshees of Inisherin. Tell us about that, because I know Randy's all excited about it.
Yeah, that is one of the front runners for the Oscars. Although this has been a rare year where a true front runner has yet to emerge. But the Banshees of Inisherin just got nominated yesterday for 10 BAFTA awards. That's the British Academy Awards. And it's gotten a lot of nominations from every major awards group. Writer-director Martin McDonagh has a good history with the Oscars, getting nominated for both In Bruges and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Yeah. And many seem to think that this is his best film yet.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I'll say that's a controversial movie here at Up to the Minute, because myself, When they got into Act 3, I was like, please, God, no. But it just seemed to go on forever. All right. But everybody seems to love it, though. I know Randy's a big fan of it.
Yeah, I loved it too. It's definitely an acquired taste. It has some really out there things going on in it. But, amazingly, it's not the type of film that you would think of an award type of film. But it also just got 10 BAFTA nominations, and it's neck and neck with Banshees, really. It's small, funny, weird, really weird in certain
very much so. Yeah.
But it's resonated with a lot of people, me and Randy, obviously. So,
Maverick, I've got to admit, never saw Top Gun, didn't really care to see Top Gun, but went to go see Maverick, and I loved it. Then I went and watched Top Gun and thought Maverick was a lot better. But anyway, does that really stand a chance of doing something at the Oscars?
Well, it was my personal number one movie. I just go based on feeling, and that one made me feel the most excited of anything all this year. I know it's probably not, it's not a typical Oscar type of movie, but it will probably crack the top 8 or 9 to get in for Best Picture at the Oscars, which is fantastic for just a pure popcorn movie.
Real quickly, because Randy just mentioned this, and she has a very good point. Till should be nominated. Do you see that happening? Because everyone I've heard just loved that film.
Well, the star Daniel Deadwyler probably stands a good chance of getting in for Best Actress. I don't see Till getting a Best Picture nomination. It's a very tough watch. There's a long stretches where they're being truthful. They're just showing what the mother showed to the world back then, and it's tough to get through. So I'm not sure that it's going to get in there for Best Picture, though.
Well, it is always great to see you, Alex. Exciting time of the year right now. Alex Bentley, he's the CultureMap film critic and our Film Friday guest. Thanks for being here again. We look forward to getting you on the show once again in the future.
Thank you.
All right, Alex. Thank you.
And thanks, Randy, Alex.
We're gonna turn things over to you, but we'll discuss the film we were talking about later in the show.
Okay. Now,
I know you've got a special student.
I am super excited because I know Shahd. I'm super excited to talk to her. So moving on, and it's Shahid. Is it Shahd or I always say it wrong, don't I?
Honestly, because prior when I was like at HCC, I would always say Shahad, and then just within a few months, I was like, I should go by how it sounds in Arabic, which is Shahd.
Shahid. Okay. So Assalamu alaikum. I always said Shahad when you were at HCC because that's how you were introduced to me. So I will try and make the change. But you know how I am. I'm the murderer of names. First of all, how are you?
Good. How have you been? It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, but it's been a good minute. Lots going on. So tell us, now that you're out of HCC, retrospect, how was it? What was your best experience?
Well, honestly, I didn't know how I would be going into HCC, but it was amazing. I learned so much and just like befriended a lot of other students. And I think the teachers, I just loved the experience with teachers and the kind of content, the work that the teachers would give us. It just opened my eyes a lot. Like I loved working in the cinematography course and the script writing, just learning all aspects of filmmaking in general was just awesome.
Well, I mean, you were very lucky. Julie was your cinematography teacher, no?
Yeah.
The very best, Julie Newland, one of our favorites here at Up to the Minute. So I know the answer to this, but I would love for you to share it to everybody else because it's really tremendous. What was your inspiration to become a filmmaker?
Honestly, I loved film for a long time. I'm a huge film buff, but even when I was younger, I would just film everything I had, everything that was in front of me, events. I would have the camcorder at 8 years old and just film everything. But going into high school, I got into the audio video production class and just understood that this is a thing. People do this, and it became a passion of mine. And just the work that I wanted to create inspired me to want to actually pursue it.
So what work are you creating? What projects are you currently working on?
Well, I mean, I had a whole bunch of stuff I was working on, whether it was just filming reels for Instagram content or just stories. But the main story I'm working on now is a short film that is based on the tragedy that happened in 1948 in Palestine. And it's about a young girl who lost her entire family in a bombing and had to go with the last survivor, which was her younger brother and herself, to another city in Palestine that isn't invaded to get to safety. And it's just like about survival, and it's like real intense, and it's such a powerful story, and I want to really portray it in the best way possible. And this is just the short. I have a feature film in mind that I'm also working on, like a script, and I hope to get that out soon.
And what's this project called?
Iman.
Iman.
Yeah. So like I named it that because it means faith in Arabic, and it takes a lot of faith for this young girl to go through everything that she went through and then have to be like the responsible adult to protect her 5-year-old brother, and she's only like 10 years old. So I loved how that, became what it became.
I'm excited to see it. You've got the script done for it?
I shot the short film, and I'm actually
okay.
Right now. Yeah, I worked on the short film last year. Well, 2022 is not that long ago, but in April of 2022, and I filmed it, and I've been working on it. And then I had this issue where I kind of like lost the footage for a while, and then I got it back. Just recently got it back, so I'm like up and running again, working on everything, hoping to get it done as soon as possible. I don't want to take too long because I really want to put it out there.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see it. I can't wait to see it. So that sounds like a challenge, losing the footage. That sounds like every filmmaker's worst, horrible nightmare. So what other challenges have you faced this year, and, how are you dealing with them, and successes? Like, give us your 2022 ups and downs.
Oh my God. So for 4 months, I was like traveling from like March to June. I was out of the country. I was living it for a little bit. And then I came back, and it was just like nothing to do. I mean, of course, I had that film to edit, and that was great. But then when I lost it, it was just like, what am I to do now? There's nothing. There was like a period of like months of me not just doing anything. And I'm like, I need to stay active in a way, just like creatively, and do something. So that's when I was like working on the feature as well, the script. And I was able to do that as well. So there were some ups and downs. Like currently, since I got the footage back, I'm more productive, I guess. But for a few months in late 2022, it felt so like not productive. And I wanted there to be more happening during those months, whether it was like work or like creatively speaking. And thankfully now, I guess the successes would be just filming the short and being able to work on it now. That I'm like really excited for that, and hoping to create the best possible project I can create with the resources I have now. And I believe that it will happen.
Inshallah. And then also, so now that you're out there and you're working and you're producing, what advice would you give to anyone who's currently a student?
Honestly, I would say it doesn't take as much as we think it does to make a film or anything, like any creative project that you want to go for, just go for it. Even if it's just like filming with your phone. And honestly, I have to take my own advice because I can be very picky with how I want to film something. And I want it to be this amazing production every time, even with this one, because it's such a huge story and I don't want to mess that up. But then I also have to realize like, it's okay for it to be imperfect, because not everything, it doesn't have to be in such a perfectionist way. Just do it and learn from it. There's going to be mistakes, learn from it and keep going. It doesn't matter if you do fall back a little bit, you can always get back up there. So I think that's what I would tell anybody else who's getting into film or starting something creative.
Well, I think when you're dealing with such a huge subject, those intimate moments between the two of them can be so beautiful. So why overproduce that? Yeah,
you want to. Like I think one of the things when creating this film, I was like really nervous about, oh man, like what it was just little things. It's like, oh, my aunts were telling me, what was it? Because there's a scene where there's like a tree and olives. They're like, and there's flowers. They're like, doesn't make sense. There shouldn't be flowers because olives don't come on the tree during that time, like springtime. it comes out in the summer, I think. It's just like, so I was like, stop messing it up. It's like, don't tell me this. You're going to make me feel nervous even more about like the littlest details about like, you know, whether it's like how I want it to be portrayed in the late 40s. I want to make it more period themed. So it's just like, of course you want to get it as detailed as you can, but focus more on the storytelling, on, like you said, the relationships, on like the acts between these characters to show this beautiful story, and then the tragedy of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited to see it. So get it edited and get back here. We're so excited to see it. Shahd, thank you so much. Palestinian writer, director, and now with your own company. Congratulations, Honey Blackbird Films. And we'll have more information about you and your company in the post after the show. But thanks for being here, and you and I should catch up.
Yes, I agree. We need to get coffee or lunch or something.
Yes, please.
And thank you for having me on the show.
We're thrilled.
All right. Thank you both. Great story, and look forward to seeing more from her in the future. So we've got some announcements to go through.
Yes, sir.
Involves, it's huge around here, the business plan competition. So it's now, applications are now underway. So if you've got a business, small, large, you need some help with it, join the competition. Everyone that goes through this, you don't have to win the competition to benefit from this. Apply for the free advising and training in the free. Let's go back and recover that. This is free. Advising and training in the 2023 HCC Business Plan Competition. Proposed startup and existing entrepreneurs can sign up now for the prerequisite financial workshop. Some take a quick class as well. This can be your path to prize money and funding, but also to get some invaluable experience. Because talked to a number of people who've gone through this business plan competition. They all say they may not have won the competition, but their business is thriving, or they learn so much from it. You can apply now through January 27th. Again, this is a free deal. We'll have the link in our post after the show. Along the same lines, we've got something coming up called Building Your Maker Brand.
Super excited. This is a 9-week free workshop series, free 9 weeks. For small business makers seeking clarity on their current branding structure and strategies. I'm terrible at branding, terrible at that. And it will also help you effectively create content, increase sales, and up your business goals. Free. We'll have information in our post after the show about program coordinator Connie Leon and the Building Your Maker Brand 9-week workshops. I'm super excited. I could use it.
Check our post after the show for more information on that. Okay. A lot of our students have faced income loss since 2019 because of the pandemic. Sometimes your hours get cut at work. Well, if you've had income loss, it could affect your FAFSA standing. So if you've experienced the loss of income since 2019, you could qualify for a financial aid adjustment. Visit special circumstances on the FAFSA page. We'll have a link in our post after the show for that. Intro to bookkeeping. Everybody, if you got your own business, and we're here to help.
Even us in the media business, I work as a production manager. I use bookkeeping all the time. So learn the importance of good bookkeeping practices and how they relate to your overall financial health. MBDA's Pandemic Recovery Center, noon to 1, Wednesday, February 15th, and it's free. Check out the post after the show for the details.
Okay, this affects just about every one of our students. The Federal Student Loan Pause Forgiveness Program. The Federal Student Loan Pause has been extended, the government student loan forgiveness program, and it's back on till it's back on track. If it's not by June 30th, 2023, then it'll be extended another 6 months. Confused? Yeah, we all are. Okay, but right now we know it's been paused. We're going to keep you up to date as to how long that will last. For more information, all the updated information, check our post after the show for a link. And spring 2023 registration, well, you can sign up for Second Start. The regular semester start, but Randy, they've got classes, literally shorter sessions, but you can still get some classes in before the end of the spring semester.
Absolutely. And we have 5 ways to learn: online on a schedule, online anytime, hybrid in person, and hybrid lab. If you want to learn it, you can learn it at HCC on a schedule that works for you. Look in our post after the show and apply now, because we're getting started.
hccs.edu/apply. Takes you straight to the page. Okay, Monday, Mental Health Monday is this coming Monday. One of our favorite guests, Sarah Gish, who usually tells us what's going on around town. You know Sarah.
Fourth Friday Divas. Love Sarah Gish.
She's got a new program called Ignite Your Life, starting in 2023. She's very inspirational. She'll be on the show on Monday. And Up to the Minute will continue to feature our college presidents all week long as we welcome students back onto campuses for the spring semester. So join us for a couple of college presidents as well next week. So, Randy, first show, you knocked it out of the park, but let's go back because somebody wrote in my notes. It's actually our producer tells me that Nathan, our director, has seen Everywhere, Everything, Whatever, All at Once 7 times.
It's a great film. Like you just gotta. Nathan says 8 times.
Yeah.
See, so Nathan.
That's a full day of his life that he's given up to watch this movie.
But there's so much in it. It's really layered. You see something new every time. I mean,
I couldn't get over the hot dog hands. That's what got me done. They're wandering, or they've got hands that are made out of hot dogs. What is that all about?
Just go with it, man. Just loosen up and go with it. This is like the thing.
Yeah, I didn't say I was awake the whole time.
Look. It was just a lot of fun. It's a wild ride. And, God bless Michelle Yeoh, because nobody could do it but her. And I'm super excited. I hope she gets a nomination. But also, don't knock Steven Soderbergh and Magic Mike. I came back from the Middle East, saw that movie, and went, this looks like a Steven Soderbergh movie. And it's like a commentary on American shallowness. Yeah. And we got everybody to watch it by having men take off their clothes.
Well, you get to watch it again because there's a new one coming out this month. There you go.
Yeah. The second one was really stupid, but I'm excited to see what Steven Soderbergh does again.
Part 3 is going to be award winning, so we'll wait for that. Okay. Magic Mike makes a comeback next month, so we'll delve into that as it theaters. Randy, thanks for being here. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Y'all have
Happy
a great
New Year,
weekend.
everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday morning live right here for Up to the Minute.